It's a beautiful day and a beautiful day for some more Reddit stories. It's going to be a fun episode and I hope you're excited. As always, if you enjoy, make sure you subscribe. And the first one that we're going to read says, am I the a-hole for refusing to babysit my neighbor's kids after their dad hit on me and then exposing him to his wife? So I, 29 female, babysit for some extra cash. A couple of months ago, I started sitting for my neighbor's kids, who I'll call Tom and Sarah. I've always been close with the kids. They're adorable and I liked being there, so I thought it was a good setup. But one night, things got weird. They came home late and Sarah had obviously had a few drinks. She went upstairs and Tom stayed back to pay me. As he's handing me the money, he's like, "You've really grown up fast." He said it in a weird tone that made me uncomfortable, but I just laughed it off because what else do you do? I didn't think much of it until a few days after. I was babysitting again and Sarah left for an event, but Tom stayed back saying that he'd forgotten something. After the kids were asleep, he came over and started making weird comments about how we could have fun together. I was shocked, so I just stood up and told him I wasn't interested. And he's all like, "Relax, no need to overreact," but it felt wrong. I got a bad feeling, so I made an excuse to leave as soon as Sarah got home. I wasn't sure if I should tell anybody, but I wanted to protect myself in case he tried something like that again. So I recorded a conversation with him on my phone the next time he texted me. I just felt so creeped out. Sarah texted me a couple of days after asking if I could babysit again, saying that they were in a pinch. I didn't want to, but when she noticed my hesitation, she asked if something was wrong. I felt like she deserved to know, so I told her everything. She went dead silent after that. Later that night, Tom blows up my phone calling me a liar and saying that I was trying to mess up his life. Bro, you're doing that to yourself, because he wasn't interested in me. I sent Sarah the recording to prove what I was saying was true, and she ended up confronting him. Now their relationship is in shambles and he's telling people I'm doing this for attention. It's a mess. I'm feeling a bit guilty because I didn't mean to ruin their family, but I also didn't feel right babysitting after what he said and did. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole, OP. You didn't do any of this. Tom did. He called me a liar saying that I was trying to mess up his life. Bro, the only person messing up your life is you. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. You didn't blow up his family. Tom did that all by himself. OP said, thanks, I agree on that one. He's just such a creep. Yeah, and then after that, he started to say that you were lying, and that's when you sent Sarah the recording that you had. Yeah, good on you for doing that, OP. And you were so right to do that too. Sarah definitely did need to know. Of course, it's not fair if Sarah doesn't know what's going on. Nah, Tom messed up his own life. You're not the a-hole at all here, OP. And how gross. And yeah, once again, another person realizing that there are consequences to actions. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. Tom made you uncomfortable, and you had every right to stop babysitting. You protected yourself by telling Sarah the truth, and his actions are what caused the fallout, not you. Don't feel guilty. You did the right thing. Yeah, of course you did, OP. Like, what was the alternative? Not say anything and let this guy be a creep? No, of course you need to say something. And Tom's annoyed because there are consequences to his actions. You don't need to feel bad about anything here, OP. Okay, interesting. The next one is an update. Update. Am I the a-hole for calling my girlfriend childish and telling her to leave after she intentionally destroyed a gift that I got for my little sister? Yeah, the one where Megan destroyed OP's little sister's Nintendo. I just wanted to write an update on what happened after I posted. When I kicked Megan out, I already knew there was no way that our relationship could continue. After reading the comments on the post, I knew that I needed to officially end the relationship and not leave things hanging. I only said to her that I needed time to think because I wanted her to leave without a fuss, but she'd already caused enough trouble. I hadn't spoken to her since what happened because I was ignoring her messages, some of them telling me that she missed me and wanted to come back home. I decided to text her to arrange a meeting. She told me to come over to her friend's place because she only stayed a few days at her parents' place. When I got to her friend's place, I told Megan that the relationship is not working out for me and it is best that we break up. I said that I don't see myself getting over the fact that she intentionally destroyed something that meant a lot to my little sister over her irrational jealousy. And not to mention that she never really opened up to my sister, which should have been enough for me to end the relationship then. My sister does deserve to be around somebody who is willing to form a relationship with her. I had the rest of her stuff and I proceeded to give them to her. She started crying and pleading, then accusing me of choosing my sister over her. I clearly never loved her. She knew that this would happen after my sister moved in. I just said to her, this is why I'm breaking up with you. I also told her that she really needed to reimburse me the $300 for the Switch that she accidentally dropped because my little sister is heartbroken over it and has been sad about it ever since. She rolled her eyes and told me that she already said it was an accident and that it's not her problem anyway since I don't want to be with her anymore. I didn't feel like continuing to argue with her, so I told her to never contact me again and I left. When I got home, I blocked her everywhere. I am relieved that she's out of our life, but I'm very disappointed in myself that it took something so drastic for me to say that Megan was not a good person. Wow, that's an interesting update. Definitely a good update. I do feel like you did the right thing, OP. Like, hey Megan, you didn't accidentally break that Switch. By the sounds of it, you smashed it. Because yeah, you're jealous of an 11-year-old. Yeah, like this comment says, at least you showed showed you who she really is now, and not 5 to 10 years down the road when you were married and had a kid or two. And OP said, that's how I see it. It definitely would have been worse if we were married or had kids. I see it as a blessing. And also this comment, but you did figure it out, so go celebrate with your sister. It sucks about the switch, but probably a small price to pay at the end of the day. Oh yeah, it really is a small price to pay. Like, you can try and get that money back if you want to, OP, but do you want to waste any more time on Megan? Like that comment said, $300 is a small price to pay. There you go, there's a comment that says take it a small claims court. And OP said it's not worth it. There's so much to factor here. I can't afford to take time off to do that. Work is more important to me and I don't know how long it would go on for. There's other stuff like the fact that she keeps on denying it and I just don't want to deal with her BS anymore. Yeah, and fair enough too, OP. The good part about this is you can put all of it behind you now. You can move on and everything will be so much nicer. Yeah, like you said, kind of a blessing. The next one says, am I the a-hole for yelling at my aunt after she let my parents see my kids? I'm 26 male bi and when I was 15 I was dating one of my soccer teammates who was an abusive piece of crap who outed me to my homophobic parents after I worked up the nerve to leave him. They subsequently kicked me out and I survived in the streets for almost 2 years until my aunt found out about me when she came home from tour and took me in. She helped me to get back into school and graduate and then get into college. I met my wife there and we've got twin boys, 4 male. My dad found out that he was dying of cancer. He and my mum have been trying to get back in touch with me to reconcile and meet their grandkids. I've rejected them so far even though my aunt urges me to try to reconnect. I told her no and that I didn't want them near my boys. Me and my wife went out for our anniversary Saturday and my aunt was watching the kids. My wife wasn't feeling well and we decided to call it an early night and I forgot to call my aunt before we got there. I pull up and I notice my parents' car. Confused, we get out and go in and there's my parents playing with my sons in the living room. To say I was furious is an understatement. I immediately asked what the hell's going on. My wife tried to calm me down to no avail. She takes the boys to the car. My parents start talking about how they just wanted to meet them and then I yell at them to get out. My aunt says that I'm not being fair to them, that they've tried to apologize for what happened. I yell at her that it wasn't her place to let them and how it hurt seeing them. I yell at her about how our family basically excommunicated her when she came out. She starts crying and explaining that they just showed up at the house. She starts saying that she wished that she made up with her brother, my dad, and my grandparents years ago if she did have the chance, and that I'm being selfish knowing that my dad's dying. I didn't know what to say after that, so I left. My wife says that I was being unfair to my aunt if they did just show up, and that maybe my aunt's right. She also thinks that I shouldn't have yelled at her like that after all that she did for me. Am I the a-hole here? No, you're not the a-hole, OP. So what, your parents just happened to show up when you weren't there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a coincidence. The top comment says, your aunt should not have let your parents in to meet your children, even if they showed up unannounced. Yeah, and I feel like they didn't. Just because somebody is knocking doesn't mean they get entry. She could have told them that, yeah, she's watching your children, but it's not for her to be making unilateral decisions. And just because she wishes that she made up with somebody is no reason for her to foist that upon to you. That decision is yours and yours alone, not the a-hole, and I'm sorry this happened to you. That had to have been very unsettling. Yeah, like the comment below that says, I think the whole they just turned up thing is BS. They just happened to invite themselves over on the one night that both OP and his wife are supposed to be out all night, and it just also happened to be the night that Aunt, come on, give him a chance, push over pants is babysitting. Fishy, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, definitely, there's no way that was a coincidence. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. No way they just happened to show up on the very night that your aunt is watching them for you. And even if they did, she should have said that they couldn't come in without asking you first. Yeah, and all of that is up to you, OP. It sucks that your wife isn't backing you up. This comment says, not the a-hole, so let me get this straight. Your parents just happened to show up at your aunt's house on the one night that she was babysitting your kids? Yeah, not buying it. I'd be furious. This comment says, this is not the first time they've met your kids. Not the a-hole. And check your wife too. She might be meeting your parents behind your back. Wow, could you imagine? Don't say that. That would be so bad. I really hope not. But yeah, the wife did not have a good reaction to this. Oh, that would be so sad. Yeah, I hope not. But no, you're not the a-hole, OP. The next one says, am I the a-hole for bringing food from my culture to my in-laws' family reunion? I'm 28 female and Chinese American. My husband and my in-laws are all white. On Saturday, they had a family reunion, and because my husband wanted me to go, I made a traditional Chinese dish called xiao long bao. My mother-in-law gave a bad look when I placed the plate down at the table. She comes up to me and asks me, what have you got there? I tell her what it is, and she told me that Eastern food doesn't belong in her home. I was forced to throw it out, and my heart was broken. I walked out and I sat in the car for an hour waiting for my husband to come out. On the car ride home, it was mainly silent until he broke it with, yeah, sorry about that. My mum really doesn't like any culture outside of my family's. My in-laws have never been directly racist to me before. This is the second gathering with them that I've been to, and also the third seeing my mother-in-law. My family is not happy happy at this, and my sister suggested that I divorce my husband and marry somebody within our culture. My mum was never happy with me marrying him in the first place, and I didn't have a wedding because of it. My husband has a neutral opinion on the situation and acts like it isn't much of a big deal. He said that his family didn't seem to care about our relationship at all, but I'm starting to think that he may have lied to me about that. Oh my god, OP, that is awful. You had to throw out your own food that you made. What absolute pieces of crap. Oh my god, that's infuriating. And the fact that your husband doesn't really feel like it's a big deal. Like this comment says, your husband should have been mad as hell at his mother for disrespecting your food and your culture. He should have been the one to leave and not left you sitting in the car for an hour while he ate and mingled with his family. You need a partner who's going to stand up for you, and your husband is not that man. Yeah, they all suck. And what, your husband doesn't even stand up to his mum when she's being awful to your face? Oh, that's revolting. Yeah, get rid of him and his family, OP. The top comment says, it doesn't belong in her home. Is that really a metaphor for how she feels about her son bringing you into their life? What a hideous, tacky... My daughter-in-law is Chinese and I love her. She's smart and talented, and I think my son is so lucky they found each other, and I'd be thrilled if she brought something from her culture to a family gathering. I'm so sorry about your experience with those awful people. If you have kids, guess who's never gonna get to see them? Oh, they are so awful. And so's your husband, OP. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole, but your husband and his family most definitely are. He could have very well stood up to his mum. He could have warned you up front before making your dish. Do you really want to be part of a racist family? Your husband's never going to have the balls to say something to them. Yeah, get rid of all of them. And I know that sounds a little bit extreme, but it's not. You'd be so much better off without them. Okay, so the next one is another update to a post that we read called, Am I the a-hole for going behind my wife's back and telling her pregnant sister that she's being cheated on? That one might be a little bit hard to remember, but it was a post where OP's wife had a really weird reaction to this, and it definitely seemed like OP's wife was also cheating. I can't even remember what happened. She was like really defensive of somebody cheating or something. Like she was kind of defending a cheater. I'm going to read the first post really fast. I've been married to my wife for 3 years. I'm 27, she's 26. My sister-in-law is 30 and my piece of crap brother-in-law is 31. I always had a close relationship with my sister-in-law. We're friends, also a decent connection between my brother-in-law, but not that close. My wife and her sister didn't get along as much as you would expect from siblings. Not just the normal sibling rivalry, but constant fights and arguments. Anyway, 3 weeks ago when I was having dinner with my friends, I saw my brother-in-law with another woman. They were just dating. I didn't think much of it. I wanted to go and greet him, but I kept talking to my friends. Okay, I remember now. After a while, I saw that he gave a light kiss to this woman, so I was shocked. I decided to not confront him, and when I got back to my home, I told my wife everything. I told her sister is getting cheated on, and we need to tell her. My wife said that we should talk to my brother-in-law instead of telling her sister, and we should not break their marriage because her sister is pregnant. I was like, what the hell? So what if she's pregnant? Her husband's a cheat. I tried to convince my wife multiple times that we should tell her sister the truth. I told her that I know you guys don't get along, but she's still your sister and this isn't right. But she asked me to stay out of it. I tried my best to convince my wife, but she either ignored me or said that we shouldn't break their marriage. I had enough of her, and yesterday I told her that I'm coming clean to my sister-in-law. She and I have a great bond and I can't and won't betray her. My wife said that if I tell her the truth, she's not going to talk to me. I replied that I won't talk to you either if you don't want what's right. Today I told my sister-in-law the truth. I went to her place and I told her everything. She was doubtful and she asked me to leave. After a few hours, my sister-in-law called me and she was crying and said that what I said was true and that she shouldn't have doubted me and kicked me, and she said that she's going to leave. I asked her, where would you go? Do you have any money? She said that she does, but she doesn't have much. I wired her some money and I said she should call me if she does need help, and she thanked me and said that she'll only use the money I sent if it's necessary, otherwise she's going to return it. My brother-in-law called my wife, and well, my wife lashed onto me and said that I ruined her family and her sister's life. I said I thought the moment that we got married, your family is mine and my family is yours. Anyway, why the hell are you defending that piece of crap cheater so much? What about your sister? She didn't reply to me and she's not talking to me either. I tried to talk to her and convince her that it was the right thing to do, but she wouldn't talk to me, so I said fine, stay angry, and if you want to divorce me then go ahead. I think I've nuked my marriage. I do not know if what I did was truly right. Yeah, that was the original post. The wife is so sus. And here's the update. It's been a few days since I told my wife's sister that her husband is a cheat. Just to clarify to all the weirdos, no, I'm not in love with my sister-in-law. I don't have any inappropriate relation or feelings for her. I respect her and she's family. In any case, yesterday I asked my wife why she's pissed off and wanted me to not reveal the truth to her sister. I know you guys hate each other, but you guys are siblings. My wife said that it's not our place to interfere. I asked, are you okay with her sister being cheated on? She said that she isn't, but it will and has ruined their marriage because of my stupidity. Your stupidity? What are you talking about? She's pregnant and the child needs his father, and so does the wife. I was so shocked when she said this. I asked her, if I were to cheat on you, would you forgive me? She said, yeah. I also asked her if she ever cheats on me, would she hide it from me? She also said yes to that. Oh, she's definitely cheating. I was so shocked. I asked her if she knows what she's saying. She said, yeah, and she's confident just because you had horizontal mumbo with somebody doesn't mean everybody else has to suffer and break the family. I had no words to say. I told her that I also sent my sister-in-law money. She started screaming at me and said that I shouldn't have helped her despite knowing that she doesn't like her sister. I said, if that's what she thinks, it's better that we just divorce. She got angry and screamed fine and started packing her bag. I tried my best to stop her from leaving. I told her that I love her and I just did what I felt right. Nobody has to suffer betrayal like this. She said that it wasn't the right time. I asked her, so when should we tell her the truth? After she gives birth? Because that's going to make her PPD worse. Or years after she gives birth, then she'll just blame us. She said that we should have just kept quiet and left it alone. I tried so hard to stop her, but she didn't listen to me and left. I tried to contact her and her parents and her friends, but they don't know where she is, and they instead started interrogating me and saying that I'm her husband and I should have taken care of her and I should know where she is. I even visited my brother-in-law to confirm my suspicions, but I did not see her car or her belongings anywhere. I hate that I'm being blamed for revealing what's true, and my wife leaving me right away without a second thought. I was so damn pissed, so today I called my sister-in-law and I told her that she can stay at my place because I'm going to go to my parents' place, and my wife left me and nobody knows where she is. She told me that she'll try to talk to her parents, but after a while she called me and said that their parents don't know where she is. I told her to think about herself and come over and stay here instead of blowing up her money. Now I'm at my parents' house and my sister-in-law is in our home. Maybe I was being petty, but I hate that my wife gave up on me and then left me without a second thought. I don't know whether she's cheating or cheated or that she would truly cheat on me and her own blood sister with a family relative over feuds. One thing is for sure though, I can't trust my wife anymore. She hurt me. Oh, that is so gross. I asked her if she ever cheats on me, would she hide it from me? She said yes. Your wife is so awful. Yeah, like this comment says, your wife told you that she would cheat on you and would have no remorse to it and would also not tell you. What in that tells you that she hasn't already done that? She sympathizes with cheating probably because she's been in that position and sees it in herself as no big deal. You obviously feel differently. Think on that for a while before you go groveling and begging for her back. I think she just told you a really big secret and expects you to understand and forgive her. Yeah, that is so right. Also, this comment, it sounds like the wife is having an affair and she just ran off to her affair partner. Yeah, there's no way that she has that attitude about cheating, but also hasn't cheated before. Like, of course, it wouldn't even be surprising at all if she was having an affair at this moment. Yeah, don't fight to have her stay, OP. Let her go. You do not need her. I can't believe that. Oh yeah, I'd totally cheat on you and I'd never tell you about it. And yeah, acting like it's not a big deal. She's a walking red flag. The next one says, am I the a-hole for telling my daughter-in-law that my son bought his mistress a car? I, 59 female, found out something about my son, 32 male, that I felt his wife, 30 female, had a right to know. My son's married with 2 kids and seems to have a happy family life, but I learned through a friend that he's been seeing another woman for months. At first, I didn't want to get involved because it's their marriage and I hoped that he'd come to his senses, but then I overheard a conversation where he admitted to buying this woman a car using money from a joint account that he shares with his wife. Ugh. That was the last straw for me. I couldn't stand by while he disrespected his wife like this and used family finances for something so deceitful. I told my son that he needed to come clean to his wife, but he blew me off and said that it was none of my business. So I decided to tell his wife myself. I felt awful about it, but I couldn't let her live in the dark about something so big. She was understandably devastated and confronted him. Now their marriage is in shambles and my son is furious at me, saying that I've ruined his life and I should have stayed out of it. Oh yeah, I was betraying my partner, but you're ruining my life? You ruined your own life, dude. Some family members think that I was right to tell her, while others say that I crossed a line and I betrayed my own child. I didn't do it out of malice. I just thought that she had a right to know what he was doing. Am I the a-hole? No, OP, like this comment says, the only a-hole in this story is your son. Yeah, how revolting. Cheating on his wife, buying the person that he's cheating with a car out of their money, but you're the one that ruined his life? The audacity of that is staggering. Mind-blowing. Like your poor wife is getting cheated on, and all you're thinking about is yourself. Oh, I'm angry because I got caught. That is so awful. Yeah, like this comment says, I'm really Sick of people protecting cheaters, not the a-hole. Like, yeah, what are you meant to do? Stay out of it? That's not fair on OP's wife. Like, you're gonna know about it the entire time, but your wife's son has no idea. Of course you did the right thing by telling his wife. He blew me off and said that it was none of my business. I hate that argument so much. Like, oh, I'm cheating on my partner, stay out of it, it's none of your business. Bro, if you're doing that, the whole none of your business crap goes out the window. Like what, I need to be careful because it's none of my business while you're betraying your partner? Like that comment said, sick of people protecting cheaters. And like this comment says, not the a-hole, he ruined his own life. That's the other part that's so mind-blowing. Their life falls apart because they cheat on somebody, which is 100% their own actions, and then they're flabbergasted. Like, oh, how could this even happen? So stupid, and you definitely did the right thing, OP. Yeah, I feel like that's enough for today. That was another unbelievable episode, and I hope you guys had a good time today. I've got 2 cute, wholesome memes to show you before you go. Why do kittens look like that? They look fake or unfinished. Balls on sticks covered in felt pretending to be cats. What are these? Yeah, they're so gremlin. Like the cutest little baby goblins. And look at their little round ears. They're so cute. When you're scrolling for some fresh new memes, but dang, that's a nice fox. That is a very nice fox. Oh, it's poking its tongue out. I didn't even see that. That is so beautiful. Little baby. I love looking at cute animal memes after what we read. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. That was such a fun episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. The comment of the day today goes to Dilf Pickler, which is such an amazing username. I listened to this on my drive to work. I've also parroted your bye so many times that I've got it down pat now. You're such a lovely part of my morning. Wow, that's such a nice comment. Thank you for commenting that, Dilf Pickler. I'm trying not to laugh at your username. But yeah, that is such an awesome comment, and I really appreciate the support. Thank you for watching the episodes, and I'm so happy that you enjoy them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Make sure you look after yourself, everybody, and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!